What the fuck? Hey!
Oh my God! What the hell?
It's extremely loud, heavy panting.
What's up, Silent Nightmare family? I have something huge to share with you today. We just crossed an incredible milestone, 50,000 subscribers. But now it's time to set our sights even higher. If we hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of September, 10 lucky subscribers will each receive a $50 gift card. You can choose any gift cards. That's $500 in total prizes as a thank you to this amazing community. It's super easy to enter. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video, comment below with your favorite Silent Nightmare video or your scariest camping story. That's it. Let's hit 100K together and celebrate the only way we know how, with a massive giveaway. This is Dara, a popular YouTuber known for taking on extreme, borderline insane challenges. Whether it's spending a night on the world's most dangerous island or, in this case, surviving 3 full days on Snake Island, Dara's videos are always high quality, cinematic, and professionally produced. Of course, the risks are usually tightly managed, but this time, things didn't go as planned. For his latest adventure, Dara traveled deep into Borneo, Indonesia, an island infamous for its staggering variety of venomous snakes. He wasn't alone. Joining him were his trusted cameraman and a local snake expert named Diaz. Together, they set out on what would become one of Dara's wildest and most dangerous missions yet.
This is probably going to be the craziest, most dangerous adventure you've ever seen on YouTube.
Oh, Dara.
You found one already?
Yeah. Reticulated python.
These are the guys that can grow up to like 13 meters?
He wanted to show us just how deadly this snake was.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
right.
God.
Oh, Dara, you move that way.
Okay, okay. Look at that, guys. That is the face of just terrifying nightmares right there. You do not want to get bit by that. He's looking at the camera. Woo! Diaz is going to try and catch it by the head so that it can't bite. And then I guess he's going to show me the power of these things. Yeah, okay, sick. Bro, okay, I'm kind of scared.
Hold the hat.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Just hold the hat.
Man, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah, nice man. Let him rap on you.
No, holy crap. Okay, there's a bit of power there, all right. This is insane. A reticulated python, and it's about to try and squeeze my arm.
We do.
On this island, the snakes even live and hide in the water.
Is this going to be dangerous?
Well, it's unpredictable, man.
That looks deep.
Yeah, that is deep.
I don't feel comfortable getting across this right now.
I've got the blood pythons.
You'd be gentle with that, lad.
In order to give the blood pythons the best chance of survival, we had to cross the river.
I'm in.
Careful. Something. Watch out.
Is there something there?
Let me check.
Diaz, I'm like sinking right now.
Hold on.
No, I'm getting out. I'm getting.
Oh my God.
It's already wrapping around me. Let me go.
I'm trying.
Around your leg.
Diaz, it's actually properly constricting you now. I can't get rid of it. I can't get rid of it.
God, you got it?
No, I don't have it. Matt, it's actually constricting it. Okay, Matt, take it back.
Yeah, just throw it.
Can you help me on the legs?
Tail, get the tail, the back end of the tail.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There we go. Oh, got it.
Before reaching the heart of the island, they marked several checkpoints to keep their route efficient. But the danger began sooner than expected. Before they could even start hiking, they encountered their first snake. After reaching a boat and continuing their journey across the river, the real trek began. Days of hiking followed, trekking through dense jungle, spotting numerous snakes along the way. Most were non-venomous, and with each encounter, the team grew more confident. They believed the worst was behind them. They were wrong. Just as they neared the center of the island, the most dangerous zone, they came face to face with something no one wants to encounter in the wild.
We need to be careful.
Okay, can I just say, I'm walking barefoot.
So is he. Oh man.
Before we could release the blood pythons, we had to find the right location.
So the actual terrain and habitat for a blood python is super important.
Super important.
Diaz was taking us to a place where the blood pythons would have the best possible chance of survival.
I have a specific spot, and over there, it's more food for them.
But this area was also home to a concentrated number. We encountered the one thing we had been trying to avoid this entire trip. And one bite means death.
Diaz has literally just found a king cobra. Okay, dude, come back, Diaz. I don't want you to like get hurt. Diaz.
Ooh, you guys hear that? Matt, give me that camera.
Okay. If we want to get footage of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out, guys.
Please be careful, man. Please.
Yeah, just check this out. Too tight.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Almost, guys. I need to make this guy away from us right now. Oh.
And that's when the deadliest snake on the planet attacked me.
All right. Get back.
right.
Get the Oh my God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay. Diaz. Oh my God.
Right, guys, we need to be careful.
Yeah, yes.
Because we are far away from the health center.
Yeah. We're not getting bit. We're not getting bit.
Yeah.
A massive cobra. This wasn't just any snake. This cobra was terrifying, huge, aggressive, and deadly. Dara came incredibly close to being bitten, a near miss that shook the entire crew. It was in that moment that the true weight of the challenge hit him. That species of cobra is lethal, capable of killing a human within 30 minutes if untreated. It's even powerful enough to bring down an elephant. Deep in the jungle, with no hospital for miles, getting bitten could have been fatal. Dara actually fell during the encounter, bringing him just inches from the snake, a scene that felt ripped straight out of a horror film. Ironically, when they first landed on the island, they joked about touching a cobra if they saw one. That idea quickly lost all humor in the face of real danger. Thankfully, Dara walked away unharmed, but just barely. And in some good news, the blood pythons they came across now have a safer home, thanks to the efforts of Diaz and the local team. In 2021, an anonymous TikTok account uploaded a short video that, at first glance, seemed harmless. Just a simple view of a quiet house. But if you listen carefully, the audio reveals something far more disturbing. Faint, eerie screams echo from the woods nearby. Barely audible at first, but unmistakably real. The person behind the camera begins to investigate, moving slowly toward the main road. With every step, the cries grow louder, more chilling, more desperate. Compelled by curiosity or something else entirely, the person gathers the nerve to follow the haunting sounds deeper into the forest. But the deeper he goes, the more unsettling the atmosphere becomes. Then, just beyond the trees, he sees them. Eyes, glowing in the darkness, motionless, yet locked onto him with terrifying focus. They shine like burning embers, staring straight into his soul, watching, waiting. The video cuts out abruptly. Silence follows, and so do the questions. What was hiding in those woods? What caused those horrifying screams? And most importantly, Did the person behind the camera ever make it out? We may never know the answers. The mystery remains. YouTuber Kaz set out on a trip to an abandoned campsite with two of his close friends, but before they even reached their destination, something truly disturbing happened. It was December 29th, 2023. The group had just arrived at the forest that leads to the old, forgotten campsite. As soon as they stepped out of the car, they were met with the distant sound of dogs barking somewhere deep in the woods. A strange way to start the trip. As they approached the forest entrance, they noticed something they hadn't seen before. A large tree had fallen, blocking the usual path. On it was a warning sign that read, "Private. This is a space of prayer. Please respect the area." Behind that, another sign caught their attention. "Beware, watchdog." Kaz pointed out that these signs definitely weren't there the last time he visited the site, but still, they chose to keep going. Stepping over the fallen tree, the group pressed deeper into the forest. That's when they began hearing strange noises.
Ja, hoor je het? Die deur, die wint niet. Ik hoorde zo...
Nee, dat was een beest.
Zeker?
Ja.
Oh,
Nee.
waar is dat?
Dat was een deur.
Dat is een deur, hè?
Hallo?
Ik heb de wind ook gaan, ja.
Schijnen zo.
Oh.
Maak ik op voetstap.
Ik hoor van alles hier. Dit is zo fucking eng. Oh, maat.
Hallo? Mogen wij hier binnenkomen?
Sounds they described as something like a door creaking open, echoing through the trees. Feeling uneasy, the YouTubers decided to change their route. They figured it would be safer and smarter to find a proper walking path. As they followed the new route, they came across another strange sight. A tree cordoned off with red and white tape. A nearby sign read, "No access. This is private property. Area under camera surveillance." Once again, they ignored the warning and climbed past the barrier, unaware of the nightmare that awaited them.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh. Dat is toch niet mijn auto of zo, hè? Hier wordt letterlijk iemand gemarteld in dat bos. Dit is heel fucked. Dat is geen licht, kijk. Dat is geen licht. Dit is heel fucked. Wat? Kom gewoon verder. Stel je voor, dat was mijn auto. What the fuck is dit, kerel? Die zit er ook uit. Ja, wat kom. Ik zie ze. Zit daar in een lampje. Zo net. Ja, die komt naar hier. Kom naar hier. Kom naar hier. Blijf gewoon hier. Lamp aan of niet? Hallo? 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 What the fuck? What the fuck? Hey!
At one point in the video, if you pause at just the right moment, you can see her, a woman in a white robe, holding an axe, fast walking toward the group. Panic took over. The three friends scattered, losing each other in the dark, unfamiliar forest.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Ja, wacht. Hallo? Hallo? Je moet nu naar hier komen. Fuck. Ja, we zitten hier in een bos in de Centerlo. We zijn hier in een bos en dat is een verlaten bungalowpark. En ineens komt er een man met een mes of zoiets op ons af. We zijn er met 3. En ik hoorde ook kloppen. Ik denk dat mijn auto kapot is geslagen. En we zijn vies aan het lopen. Zijn jurissen.
But the horror wasn't over. That woman wasn't done with them yet. When police finally arrived at the scene, Kaz emerged from the forest, shaken but safe.
Ja, is goed. Ja. Ja. Dat is die, dat is die. Dat is die, dat is die, dat is die.
Maar dit is gewoon
Klein beetje.
Mevrouw, het is de laatste keer. Hier blijven. Maar wat is het? Je gaat hier blijven. Ofwel moet ik mee met mijn vrouw mee, ofwel moet ik hier blijven.
Ja, goed. Vanaf nu luisteren naar mij.
Nee, ik ga niet meer luisteren. Hé! Beetje respect hebben voor de kleren, ja? Dat is geen respect hebben voor mij. Nee, dat gaan we niet doen. Mevrouw? Nee, dat gaan we niet doen. Dat gaan we niet doen. Nee, hey, gedaan. Nu is het gedaan, ja? Pak die lamp. Pak die lamp. Pak die lamp. Deze collega, die moet laten zien.
And not long after, the woman stepped out too. Disoriented and aggressive, it took 6 officers to restrain her and bring the situation under control. She was taken to the police station for evaluation. As for Kaz and his friends, they went straight home, deeply shaken. They now describe the experience as a trauma for life. One, they're just thankful they survived without injury. Meet Mike, the man behind the YouTube channel Crazy Quaddy, where he documents his passion for off-grid adventures, spontaneous camping trips, and the freedom of the open road. Most of his content features him exploring breathtaking landscapes across the United States in his reliable, fully equipped camping truck. But in this particular upload, Mike decided to break away from his usual routine and try something completely different. Instead of camping under the stars or deep in the wilderness, he chose to spend the night in an old, remote, and abandoned house he stumbled across. What started as a fun twist on his regular setup quickly turned into an experience he never saw coming. It's November 1st, 2023. Mike arrives at the location just before sunset, giving himself enough time to explore the property and find a spot to set up. With gear in hand and his usual excitement, he begins venturing through the weathered and eerie house, unaware of what the night has in store for him. As he explores the creaking, decaying rooms, a slow sense of unease begins to creep in. Still, Mike is determined not to back down.
So, from what I understand, this house was built in like 1925, and it hasn't been occupied since sometime in the 1980s. So it's been empty, I think, as long as I've been alive. Ugh. So I think right here on the floor is gonna be my best spot. It's like the cleanest spot of floor there is, right here. Sleeping in the basement.
He picks what seems to be the most intact room, clears some space, and sets up his gear. With everything in place, he sits back with a drink, trying to enjoy the novelty of this odd new camping location before night falls completely. But once darkness swallows the house, the mood shifts. What began as an offbeat adventure starts to feel like something Mike might soon regret.
There's something up there.
There's definitely something up there. Get! I can hear it walking around, whatever it is, probably a raccoon.
The sudden sound of heavy thuds and footsteps from the floor above jolt his nerves. He takes a deep breath, trying to stay calm, convincing himself it must be an animal, maybe a raccoon or a stray dog. After all, it's an abandoned house, wide open and falling apart. He calls out, hoping to scare off whatever it is, or maybe just hear something back to confirm his theory. But there's nothing. No answer, no shift in movement. The sounds just continue. That's when it starts to truly get under his skin. A wild animal would have been startled and run, a person would have made their presence known. But this, whatever it was, didn't stop. It just kept moving.
There's definitely something upstairs right now. Got our bear spray. I don't have to spray anything, but it's only 9:30, 9:26. I mean, the wind has picked up a bit. So it could be branches clonking against the house, especially up front, because they're like everything is grown right up to the house. But it sounded like there was something walking around right above me. Yeah! I think all the animals that would be around here would know that there's nothing in the house to eat, you know what I mean? Well, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit, I suppose.
With his mind racing, Mike makes the decision not to investigate. Something about the idea of heading toward the noise just felt off, wrong even. And for someone as fearless as Mike, that says a lot. Still, he stayed put, telling himself it must be something harmless. The wind, maybe. A raccoon knocking debris around. But then, just as suddenly as the noises began, they stopped. Silence. The house, moments ago alive with noise and tension, now felt still. Too still. Mike felt a wave of relief, but it was mixed with confusion. Whatever made that noise was now gone. No signs, no sounds. It didn't make sense. Trying to ground himself, he focused on making some food, hoping a warm meal would settle his nerves. And strangely enough, the rest of the night went by without incident. A few animals passed nearby, but nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, Mike somehow managed to get a bit of sleep. By morning, as sunlight filtered through the cracked windows and birds chirped in the distance, the memory of those mysterious footsteps lingered. The banging, the movement. It didn't add up, not if it was just a small animal. Deep down, Mike knew something wasn't right. But whatever it was, he made it through the night. And that, in itself, was a win. Say what you will, but it takes real guts to stay put after hearing what Mike heard. Most people would have packed up and left the second that first bang echoed through the halls. So, what do you think? Was it just a raccoon being unusually loud? Or is there something else still lurking in the shadows of that forgotten house? The group behind Project Purgatory, their visit to the estate became something far more unsettling. Not because of ghosts, but because of the people they encountered there. Arriving late at night, the team set out to explore the deserted grounds, cameras in hand, ready to document any paranormal activity. The location itself has a reputation for being haunted, with many visitors reporting strange noises, shadowy figures, and an overwhelming sense of unease. However, as the group ventured deeper into the estate, they quickly realized that the most terrifying part of the night wouldn't be spirits.
Let's get this thing done, man. I feel like a cop.
Y'all always keep your ears on the swivel.
Oh man.
This is
deja vu, bro. This exact moment is deja vu. That's so crazy.
We've been here
This
before.
is deja vu of a deja vu moment.
So you always knew you was gonna be a ghost hunter, huh?
You said that exact same thing. Crazy, bro. I might be a medium.
I'm gonna be over here. You see that shooting star?
Mm-hmm.
That's hella close.
At first, everything seemed normal. The dark, overgrown paths were quiet, no strange noises, no immediate signs of ghostly activity. But then, up ahead, they spotted a group of people standing in a circle in complete silence.
Yeah. Hey.
Bro, what? I don't even...
Okay.
Walking through, we see a group standing around in a circle. Two of them laughing for no reason. We start walking, we see one pop up behind a bush, just standing there straight staring at us. Then the group, all in a circle, starts looking at us while we walk by them, and then they start following us as we walk by them. So we all got our right now. Nah, this ain't one of them ones, bro. This ain't one of them ones. I'll take a nigga off a cliff with me. I'm surviving, bro. That's all I know.
Bro, I'll tell you what.
Ghosts are one thing. People. You see the dude in black just standing there looking at us?
Yeah, this just popped up out of the bush.
Bro, make sure you keep it. You hear that shit?
Why are they following us right now?
They're following us, bro. They're following us.
I know they're following us.
They're following us. Come on.
Yo, don't put the light this way. I can't see that way.
They're following us, bro.
The way the individuals stood motionless in the dark seemed ritualistic, almost as if they were performing some kind of ceremony. The group hesitated, whispering among themselves about what to do. Before they could make a decision, one of the strangers turned toward them. A man dressed in black emerged from the bushes, staring at them without saying a word. The entire group fell silent. The strangers continued to stand there, unmoving, simply watching. Then, one of them spoke.
Is that them?
Yeah.
All right. We're coming up on them. Come on.
Dude, I'm not sticking around.
Let's remove.
I feel like they surrounding us.
Get up.
You just say get him?
Yeah, I'm not staying around.
Get them. Get them with the lights. The words sent a surge of adrenaline through the team. It was clear they were not welcome there. But what did these people mean by get them with the lights? Were they planning to chase them, surround them, attack them? Without waiting to find out, the group made the smart decision to leave immediately.
Well, it's been a very eventful night, guys. We got to hear and see a few things.
Tonight was an event.
They turned back, quickening their pace, but trying not to panic. Thankfully, they were not followed. Their initial goal had been to investigate ghosts, but instead, they had stumbled upon something potentially far more dangerous. Later, when reviewing their footage, they saw just how bizarre the encounter had been. It wasn't just the strange people standing in a circle. It was the way they reacted to the presence of the team, their silence, their stillness. And the cryptic command to get them with the lights made the whole experience even more chilling. The team later admitted that, while they were used to exploring haunted locations, this was one of the first times they truly felt unsafe. Not because of spirits, but because of other people. Sometimes the scariest things lurking in the dark aren't ghosts or monsters, but real people with unknown motives. Tim Morozov is a Russian YouTuber known for his camping adventures and eerie ghost hunting videos. In this particular episode, he ventures deep into a forest rumored to be cursed, accompanied by his loyal dog, Kuchum. The video begins uneventfully as Tim sets up camp, enjoying the quiet isolation. But as night falls and he retreats into his tent, strange sounds begin to pierce the silence, footsteps crunching in the darkness outside.
Кто здесь? Кучум.
Alerted by the noise, Tim steps out to investigate. Kuchum suddenly senses something deeper within the forest and bolts into the night. Tim calls for him, but Kuchum doesn't return.
Прошло уже 2 часа, как я зову Кучума, он не приходит. Я надеюсь, что ничего плохого не произошло, и он всего лишь погнался за каким-нибудь зверем или просто ушел погулять. Кучум! Больше ничего не слышно. Ни лая.
Worried, Tim starts a fire and waits through the night, hoping his companion will come back. But as dawn breaks, there's still no sign of the dog.
Сейчас я собираюсь тут дойти, посмотреть, что там.
Determined to find him, Tim begins searching the area. Not far from his campsite, he stumbles upon unsettling signs, burnt-out coals from a fire that hadn't been there before, still faintly warm, and strange stick structures arranged in unnatural patterns. Despite the growing unease, Tim continues searching until darkness creeps in once again. At one point, he's forced to hide, sensing he's not alone.
Барабаны.
Just when things seem dire, Kuchum suddenly reappears, drawn back to his owner as if he knew he was in danger, and helps Tim escape whatever was lurking in the forest. This chilling video comes from Sydney, the solo traveler behind the YouTube channel Sydney State of Mind. Since April of last year, she's been exploring the US in her SUV, documenting her adventures, offering road trip tips, and sharing inspiring moments of freedom along the way. Her channel is typically a source of positivity and beauty, highlighting the joy of solo travel and the stunning places it takes her. But not every journey goes according to plan. In this particular video, things take a darker, more unsettling turn. While camping deep in the wilderness of southeast Missouri, something just didn't feel right. It's September 22nd, 2024. After a long day behind the wheel, Sydney finally pulls into the remote spot she had chosen to spend the night. The day had gone exactly as she hoped, peaceful, scenic, and full of adventure. But as she arrives at the campsite, something shifts. The air feels different. A subtle but unmistakable tension creeps in. Trusting her instincts, Sydney decides to change course.
So apparently there's spots like at the end of this road right here. Well, it's supposed to be down this road. This all just looks really spooky. Okay, so basically the issue is that I was supposed to turn down that road down there, and there's a giant tree in front of it, and it looks really creepy and unkept. It's supposed to storm. I'm basically in a hurricane. I'm in like hurricane weather right now. And I have a feeling that if I stay this far deep in the woods, a bunch of branches are gonna fall and block me when I want to leave tomorrow. So I think I might just camp at the fire tower.
Something about the area doesn't sit right with her. Putting her safety first, she heads back out in search of a new place to camp before night falls. With daylight slipping away, she keeps her spirits up, reminding herself that part of the journey is adjusting when plans don't work out. Eventually, she finds a new spot. It isn't perfect, but it'll do. Determined not to let the unease spoil her night, she settles in. But Sydney has no idea that the night is just beginning.
I made it back to the fire tower. Where's my spam, bruh? Here's my rice. I'm making spam. I've only had it one other time in my life. The only time I've had spam was on a ski weekend with people from my college, and this girl made spam. Well, this is only a tad creepy. I feel like I'm attracting all the bears. I'm actually really scared of the whole bear thing right now. I don't know what I was thinking. This was so smelly. I should not have made dinner.
A sudden chilling realization hits her. She's deep in bear country. The comforting scent of the food she had just cooked now feels like a risky lure. Every sound from the woods, every snap of a twig, echoes louder under the weight of fear. Sydney tries to stay calm, drawing on the safety knowledge she's learned over time. But the atmosphere around her grows heavier. Something feels off. It's not just nerves, it's instinct. Finally, she makes the decision to relocate into her SUV. It's not much, but it offers some peace of mind. At least the food scent is no longer right beside her sleeping area, and the solid metal of the vehicle gives her a sense of protection.
I actually am very freaked out. Putting my oven away, my stove away. This is just gonna be dirty in my car. I have this plate of food and I need to eat it, but I'm so scared. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to eat as much as I can, and I think I might move to a campsite like over there and just get up in the morning and leave early. I'm almost like about to shake. I'm so scared, but I need to eat. Oh my god. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. I don't think I've ever needed spotlights more than tonight. Okay, I'm checking to see if there's even a place to like pull in. You're probably like, wow, that made such a difference in where you're camping before. Well, I don't know. I'm just spooked. I'm spooked. So moving my campsite, even if it is like just 50 yards, 30 yards, whatever, makes me feel a bit better.
Still, the anxiety lingers. Every rustle outside keeps her on edge. The fear of a bear encounter is impossible to shake. But eventually, exhaustion takes over. Cocooned in the relative safety of her car, Sydney falls asleep. And when morning breaks, she wakes up unharmed, but not unchanged. So was Sydney just being paranoid? Or was she wisely listening to that inner voice, the very instinct that might have kept her safe. One thing's for sure, when you're alone in the wild, trusting your gut is never the wrong decision. Tom's Trails, a YouTube channel known for its outdoor adventures, documented a chilling experience on March 9th, 2025. In his latest video, Tom embarked on his first ever bivvy wild camp, venturing deep into the woods with his friend Matt. Excited yet apprehensive, he was eager to spend a night under the stars with minimal gear. However, what began as a simple outdoor adventure quickly took a disturbing turn. Tom had long wanted to camp in these particular woods, and the conditions seemed ideal. A cool but comfortable 8 degrees Celsius, clear skies, and little to no chance of rain. As he set up camp, an unshakable nervous energy settled over him. Dismissing it as first-time jitters, he focused on getting settled. The two friends laid out their bivvy bags and prepared a meal over a small fire. The forest was eerily silent, save for the occasional rustling of leaves and distant animal calls, reassuring reminders that they weren't completely alone. After eating, they sat by the fire, enjoying the serenity of nature. Everything seemed peaceful until the atmosphere shifted. As the night deepened, Tom was overcome by an unsettling sensation, a feeling of being watched.
There's been some activity. There's been some like deers and foxes running around. One got really close and then bolted and it heard me move. Been a lot of stuff going on, but it's not been like scary. It's been quite nice and relaxing. It's been crazy warm as well.
The wind had died down, and the usual nighttime sounds of the forest had faded into an eerie stillness. He tried to brush off his unease as paranoia, but then the noises began. At first, they were faint, almost imperceptible against the crackling fire. But soon, distinct sounds echoed through the trees, deliberate, rhythmic noises. Twigs snapped in a steady pattern as if someone, or something, was pacing just beyond sight. Tom and Matt exchanged uneasy glances, straining their ears to make sense of the sounds. They weren't the typical creaks and snaps of a settling forest. They had a pattern, an intent. Every time they thought the noises had ceased, another twig would break, closer than before. Tom tried to rationalize it, telling himself it was just an animal, maybe a deer passing through. But something felt wrong. Deer are skittish, quick to flee at any sign of danger. This, however, was different. Whatever was out there wasn't fleeing. It was approaching, watching, testing them. As Tom lay awake, every tiny rustle sent a fresh wave of unease through him. Just as he began to drift into an uneasy sleep, a new sound emerged, much closer this time. A soft but distinct rustling near their camp. He held his breath, listening intently. Before he could react, something brushed against his bivvy bag. It wasn't the wind, and it wasn't his imagination. Something, or someone, was right there. Then, the sound of footsteps. Slow, deliberate, retreating into the darkness. Tom wanted to believe it was an animal, but animals don't behave like that. They don't approach with such intent, stand close enough to touch, and then disappear into the night. Whatever had been near their camp had purpose. It had observed, tested their presence, and left without a trace. The rest of the night was spent in restless silence. By morning, the woods appeared normal, as if nothing had happened, but Tom knew better. What was meant to be a simple bivvy wild camp had turned into something far more disturbing. To this day, he doesn't know what was lurking in those woods that night, but one thing is certain. He won't be returning there anytime soon. This is Black Crag, a YouTuber known for documenting his hiking adventures through rugged trails, dense forests, and some of the most remote locations you can imagine. His videos are typically calm and peaceful, often featuring overnight camping trips in the wild. In this particular video, he sets out to camp on Southern Fell in the Lake District, a place shrouded in mystery and known for strange sightings, including eerie reports of a ghostly army marching along the ridge. Hoping to witness something unusual himself, Black Crag decides to spend the night there. He pitches his tent and settles in with his loyal companion, his dog Finn, enjoying a quiet evening in nature.
Oh, go on, bring it here. Fetch it, fetch it, fetch it. Come on, to me here. Come on, here. While she's faffing around with that, here's to Steve Wallace Step 2. Cheers. I've already opened it.
After a while, he wanders off to explore the surrounding hillside. But when he returns to his campsite, he notices something off.
It's 8:30 and I thought I'd have a little wander along the hill ridgeline. There's the tent there. Obviously a little cairn as well. So the sun, yeah, it's not far off the dropping behind that hill now, and it has dropped a little bit in temperature. This coat is a little bit overkill. Why are you attacking me? You're supposed to be attacking the ghost army. I've switched to night vision mode. Got the infrared on, and I probably look very, very strange, but I can't see anything now. It's kind of weird looking, probably in this. There's still quite a bit of light in the sky there, but in terms of on the ground, it's very dark. You can see Finn though. Yeah, so I've not seen anything. I've not seen a single, not even a single soldier. Nothing, absolutely nothing. So that's okay. I think I'm going to head back to the tent now and settle down, get a little bit of kip, hopefully not get woken up in the night. I think it's going to be a very early start in the morning because it's going to get very light soon. Oh, not long at all. What the Oh, what the hell? There's a bloke stood next to my tent. What the That has absolutely scared the out of me. I'm not kidding you. I was walking down there, coming back towards the tent, talking to you guys. I'm telling you right now, there was somebody stood right here. Oh, I'm not kidding you, the hairs on my arms are stood up. My skin is crawling. Right there. Finn's just oblivious to me. I don't know, honestly I don't know what the hell I saw then. I don't know whether I saw, maybe it might have been my imagination now. Honestly I don't know, but flipping heck, that really spooked me. Really, really spooked me. We're just gonna try and get a bit of kip and see how we get on. Finn's down.
Months later, he returns to the same location, not just to revisit the spot, but to reveal what really happened that night.
Absolutely certain there was someone stood right by the tent, and that's why I was like, what the hell? So what I did is I got the camera and I spun it round like this and started to face forward and walk towards the tent. So I was kind of coming down here. It certainly wasn't boggy. It was nice and dry that night. And as I got to the tent, there was no one there. So I was still filming this whole time. Got here, like, right, okay, someone's messing about here. They're either hiding behind the tent or they've jumped into this long grass here. So I came over here, started looking in the grass. I think I might have even got my torch out at this point and shining it around. Nothing, nobody, absolutely nothing there at all. And it wasn't until I got home that I played the footage back, and if you've seen the video you'll see that it cuts out. It cuts out as I turn the camera around and start walking that direction. I was still filming then. I was still going towards that grass and looking and everything, and I didn't know. I didn't find out until I got home that the camera for some reason just stopped recording as soon as I turned around. However, and I'll put it on the screen now, I caught something. There was something stood by the tent. Something tall, something scary looking, but pretty much what I saw, you know. So what I saw was actually there.
This time, he brings the footage that captured the moment, and it's chilling. The video shows a tall, dark figure, something that definitely wasn't there earlier. Just as he turns his camera toward it, the footage abruptly cuts off, as if something caused it to shut down. It's bizarre, almost too perfect to be coincidence. Was it just his imagination, or did he really capture something unexplainable lurking on Southern Fell? Liam, an avid outdoor enthusiast and YouTuber, decided to push his limits by camping in the heart of a violent storm. With the wind howling like a wild animal and visibility near zero, he made his way up into the hills, each step more difficult than the last. The higher he climbed, the worse the storm became. Rain lashed his face, and powerful gusts nearly knocked him off his feet. Eventually, Liam found a narrow spot beside a stone wall, just enough space to pitch his tent.
Wow. Jesus Christ. So we just got to the little scramble section. Luckily we're getting a bit of protection from this side of the mountain. You can see the trip point. Come on. Because we're limited with space in the solo, I've just detached the inner slightly, moved it a bit back, and then that just gives me enough room to get out of all my wet gear whilst keeping the inner of the tent dry.
It wasn't ideal, but it was the best he could find in such brutal conditions. He quickly set up the tent, carefully adjusting it to keep the interior dry before stripping off his soaked clothes. As darkness fell, the storm raged on with even greater fury.
Lovely views at the summit. Absolutely mental out there. And then once you get back in, you've got to do that whole process again. Getting out all your wet gear, getting back in your dry gear. Sign on top.
Inside his tent, Liam curled up in his sleeping bag, doing his best to stay warm while the wind roared outside, slamming against the thin fabric with relentless force. The views from earlier may have been stunning, but now nature had turned hostile. After changing into dry clothes, he prepared a quick meal, some salmon for a bit of warmth and comfort. With headphones on, he tried to drown out the chaos, but the storm was too loud, too close. Hours dragged by in a blur of wind and fear. Sleep came only in short, uneasy bursts, each one broken by the constant assault of the storm.
I could do with going outside soon and checking them guy lines. Not been out for like 3 hours. Who'd want to go out in that? Hello. It is 7 AM, so I'm going to start packing up. It could take a while to get this tent down. Sunrise is about 20 past 8-ish. Not like we're going to get one, but I mean it'll start getting light around then.
By 7 a.m., Liam had reached his limit. The storm still hadn't let up, and it was time to leave. Packing up in those conditions was a battle in itself. Taking down the tent felt nearly impossible, and every step of the descent was a fight against the wind, which nearly knocked him over more than once. But finally, soaked, exhausted, and relieved, he reached his car. He had survived the night, and in the end, this adventure proved that the greatest danger out in the wild isn't always animals or the unknown. Sometimes it's the raw, untamed power of nature itself. Talia, a popular TikTok creator known for her daring solo adventures, was on a glamping trip deep in the Appalachian Mountains. It was meant to be a peaceful escape, just her and her loyal dog under a canopy of stars. That night, the forest was silent, still. She stood outside her tent, taking it all in, when a sudden scream ripped through the night air. It wasn't an animal, and it wasn't someone playing a prank. It sounded human, raw, panicked, and close. Talia froze. Her dog did too, ears up, body rigid. Then, without warning, he began to bark in a way she had never heard before.
Yeah, because what is that? Let's go inside. It's super far away, but like... What is that? Yo, come on. Come on, yo. He came inside so fast. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but we in for the night. We in for the night.
Deep, urgent, and defensive. Something was out there, and it was close. Heart pounding, she grabbed her camera and backed into the tent, calling her dog in with her. The video cuts off shortly after, ending with Talia visibly shaken, her dog pressed protectively at her side, both staring into the dark, silent woods. Whatever made that scream, it was still out there. This is Nikki, the creator behind the YouTube channel Nikki TV. Through her videos, she takes viewers on immersive car camping journeys in her Toyota 4Runner, sharing both the beauty and the challenges of solo outdoor adventures. With her authentic storytelling and practical approach, Nikki keeps her audience engaged with real wilderness experiences. But on her first camping trip of 2025, she would come to realize just how unpredictable and unsettling these adventures could truly become. On January 31st, 2025, Nikki arrived at a remote campground, ready to embark on her first camping trip of the year after recovering from pneumonia. Armed with her camera and camping gear, she was eager to document whatever the overnight stay might bring. The video begins with Nikki talking about her recent illness and how excited she was to finally get back outdoors after being stuck inside for most of January. Her enthusiasm set the tone for what she hoped would be a refreshing return to nature. But what followed would be anything but typical. Upon arriving at her campsite, Nikki immediately began setting up, unaware of the disruption that would later unfold. With her usual precision, she arranged her gear, a routine perfected over many past trips. Early in the video, she points something out to viewers. She asks them to remember that there were 2 picnic tables side by side, a detail that would later take on a more eerie significance.
You know, it never ceases to amaze me whenever I go camping in the winter. I'm expecting to really not see many people, but when I get to my spot, there's like, I'm like in shock at how many people's winter camping.
While pitching her tent, she noticed something odd. Despite it being a winter trip, when campgrounds are usually quiet, there were more campers around than she expected. This unexpected crowd would soon become a major source of concern. She focused on preparing her sleeping area, layering padding to insulate against the cold. Once everything was in place, Nikki surveyed her campsite with quiet satisfaction, unaware of the discomfort that was about to escalate. Just a few minutes later, she was approached by another camper who struck up a conversation about gadgets. Although the interaction seemed friendly, Nikki admitted she felt uneasy relying on anyone else while out there alone.
I won't bother you at all, but I do start my bed every once in a while. Like, I didn't set up my tent because it's pretty wet, obviously.
Yeah.
So if I bother you, just let me know, because
You're fine, because if I get too cold, I'm hopping my butt right in the back of that 4Runner.
Okay.
And if you hear me talking, I promise I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to a GoPro.
Well, I talk to myself.
Well, I mean, I'm basically talking to myself. I still want you to think.
Just as long as you know, if you hear me out, and especially if I got my headphones on,
yeah,
and I'm rocking, if I say, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're totally fine.
The afternoon passed as she cooked a meal and put the final touches on her setup, but the peaceful atmosphere was soon shattered by the arrival of a group.
I don't think so. Okay. If we were counting on it.
A group of people with a bunch of teenage boys just started setting up.
A few men and several teenage boys who began setting up camp uncomfortably close to Nikki's site. Then came the real jolt. The men claimed they had booked both her site and the one beside it. They approached her, insisting there had been a mix-up with the booking system.
Well, people are just rude anymore. I had to take everything out of my tent and put it back into the 4Runner because these men showed up with 4 different vehicles. First, they told me that they had booked this site and the site beside of me, and that there must have been some misunderstanding, but the problem is that the office is now closed. So I looked at him and I was like, well, you know, I've already been here for a couple hours. My name's on the post. Cook, because they put little tags on the post at each campsite, and they put the dates that you're going to be arriving and the date that you're going to be leaving. So my name is on the tag that's on the campsite post, and it says that I'll be coming in today and leaving tomorrow. So, you know, I looked at him and said, well, I booked this site. It was available. The website allowed me to book the site. If the site was taken, it would have shown me that it was unavailable, and it wouldn't allowed me to get the site.
With the ranger station closed for the evening, there was no way to verify their claims. Despite the booking confirmation Nikki had, the situation grew increasingly uncomfortable. 4 cars had arrived, and the group, 3 men and several boys, were extremely loud. Her voice in the video reflected growing concern. But the most unsettling part wasn't the noise or the number of people. It was the fact that they set up their tents just 20 feet from hers, despite the campground being mostly empty. Sensing danger, Nikki made a quick decision. She left her tent outside, but moved everything back into the safety of her 4Runner for the night, choosing to sleep inside her vehicle instead. The night passed without further incident, but the morning brought new challenges.
Good morning. We woke up to rain, which I knew there was going to be a chance of. So, looks like we're going to be packing up in the rain, which is okay. I didn't bring my raincoat or my poncho, but it'll be okay.
After packing up, Nikki decided to go on a short hike along the icy trails nearby, trying to make the most of the trip despite the unsettling encounter.
I'm just gonna go for a hike and then come back and have my coffee and breakfast right here instead of stopping at a rest stop. I kind of feel like that would be a better option than having to stop somewhere else when I'm already here. And as you can see, there's nobody here. Maybe 1 or 2 cars. And I left my walking sticks in the 4Runner. Just slide right off of there into the water. I hope not.
Although she made it through the night unharmed, one lingering question remained. What were the true intentions of those men? It's November 2023, a cold winter day. Renowned horror expedition leader Dan Dixon, known from his YouTube channel, Exploring with Fighters, sets out to explore witch gallows in Germany's infamous Black Forest. Dan, whose channel revolves around his adventurous nature and desire to share his experiences, is no stranger to the paranormal. Having explored numerous haunted locations, his audience eagerly anticipates this chilling expedition. The Black Forest's dark reputation is rooted in history, where those accused of witchcraft met a horrifying fate at the witch gallows.
Okay guys, you catch me right outside the hanging gallows. So there's been 15 documented hangings of witches here in the Black Forest. Now that's only documented, we don't know the actual number, but we do know that 2 of them are buried right next to this gallows. So in good old fashioned Black Forest camping, we are going to pitch up the tent right underneath this gallows. We really don't know what to expect here, especially camping right below where numerous witches were hung. These were people who were thought to have been witches. We don't know the full facts.
Tonight, Dan isn't alone. He's joined by his good friends, Carl and James. They find the perfect spot to set up camp, right beside the infamous gallows. As the fire crackles and dinner is prepared, they share ghost stories, unaware that their own terrifying tale is about to unfold. As night falls, the group ventures into the darkness, their spirit talker in hand, ready to communicate with whatever lingers in these woods.
Could you give us a sign?
Whoa, what the fuck was that? Are you fucking kidding me? Something just went off. When you say, could you give us a sign?
Yeah, wait a minute. Shh. Yeah, wait here. What the fuck? You got the flux down?
No. I don't have the flux. I have it in my hand.
So what was that then?
I don't know.
A clear, unmistakable sound echoes, a sign that something wants to make itself known. But as they push further into the forest, an eerie silence takes over, leaving them with more questions than answers.
Sorry about this, man. Oh. I'm ready. Hey.
No. That car sounded like it was stopping.
Well, we have nothing going on anymore, so...
Whoa!
What the fuck was that? What the fucking hell was that?
I thought it was the wind, I don't know.
Dude, it's like someone just...
I know.
Did you feel that?
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, it's like someone just fucking kicked us on, like, through the tent.
I know. Did anyone record that?
Yeah, I'm recording.
I'm recording and shit.
I was just falling asleep.
That means you got it. You probably got the wind kick and then your reaction.
There was someone fucking pulling the tent out.
That's what it looked like. The whole tent got pushed.
Yeah. Dude, I felt it in my foot. It was like someone kicked it.
No, I know.
Later that night, noises emerge from outside the tent, followed by the chilling sensation of something brushing against the fabric.
That's
what I mean.
There's someone running the finger across the fucking thing.
Right, get out of the tent. Fucking hell, what is that?
Someone's running the finger. Hello? Oh my god.
Right, I'm getting out.
No, wait a minute. Someone ran the finger across it. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's different from the wind. The finger thing, look, you can see it like, whoosh, and you can hear the sound.
You can hear the sound.
Yeah, it feels different from the wind blowing.
See, look, it stopped. Oh, shit.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck? Is that someone's dog? That's
Oh, someone's outside. Dude, the fingers ran across. That again, third time you heard it, and then the.
Hello?
Dude, someone's outside. I know. Open the fucking tent. Oh. Open the tent. Open the tent.
Fucking wind, bro. That's someone banging on the fucking tent.
Come on, open it.
Shut. There's no one here.
Because what was that fucking noise? Carl, calm down. You've stood all in the fire. Oh shit.
Dude, there's no one here.
Oh shit.
With their hearts pounding, they muster the courage to unzip the tent and investigate, but there's no one in sight. The silence is deafening, and the feeling of being watched is inescapable.
I'd happily sleep here. I would happily sleep here.
The dog thing freaks me out, and I feel like now someone's gonna roll up on us at night.
What the fuck was shh.
I feel like there's someone there. Let's pack up.
Yeah, it's not safe. Should we go down now? See if someone's there first?
No. Let's get all the expensive shit in the car.
Okay.
Come on.
With nerves frayed and fear setting in, they hurriedly pack up, desperate to leave the haunted forest behind. But one question lingers: who or what was haunting them that night? Was it just a trickster lurking in the shadows? Or did they truly come face to face with something supernatural, just as the legends suggest?
There's someone running the finger across the fucking thing.
I didn't realize it at the time.
Someone's running the finger. Hello?
Yeah, and then check this out.
Fingers across the tip.
Fuck, is that someone's? Comes round us now. Okay, it goes all the way around.
Oh my god.
And then a music box goes on. Someone was literally doing it. It was a freaking witch.
Kevin, the man behind the channel, Small Plots, is known for his love of the outdoors. He often ventures into forests and remote areas to camp, hike, and soak in the calm of nature, sharing these peaceful moments with his viewers. His videos are typically relaxing, easy to watch, and full of charm. But in this particular video, something was different. Kevin had planned a stealth camping trip in a sketchy, isolated part of the woods. After a short hike, he found what seemed like a decent spot and pitched his tent.
It's set up. It's kind of a big pain in the butt, to be honest. There's rocks in the ground on one side, a big root in the other. Still the best spot around here, especially because I'm really running out of daylight here. Not a ton of time before the sun sets. The best part about this tent setup is there's trees right there that I can easily just hang a ridge line and just easy tarp it. Don't have to figure anything crazy out. I want to do that soon. Any semblance of sun has made way for overcast skies, or, you know, it's just setting. I can see kind of some yellow in the distance, but any clearness in the sky, rather, is completely gone. Total overcast, no drip drops yet, but I can feel it in my bones.
As night fell, he cracked open a beer, relaxed inside his tent, and chatted casually with the camera, just like any other night. Then, something happened.
It's got to be a rain alarm for the airport right over there. I've heard that before when I've been camping in the vicinity while it was raining. And they're like, oh God! Something just ran by the tent. It was the lights in my eyes, I couldn't see anything. Had to have been a deer. Whew! I saw like movement and this lights in my eyes. It must have come like right down a hill here and ran across. Oh man. Oh man. That was 3 feet from me. Between the eerie alarm happening over at the airport and whatever it was that just ran past me about 3-4 feet in front of me, I think it's safe to say I'm a little bit on edge. I'm just sitting here, letting my eyes get used to the darkness, scanning. I don't see anything. I don't see anything on the quote-unquote horizon. See the top of the berm. I don't see anything in the dark. I don't see lights. The only thing that makes me think it wasn't a deer was I didn't hear any crashing before or afterwards. Deer are not like that subtle. And I didn't hear any crashing before it came in. Maybe when I listen to the video I will. But I didn't hear any crashing before or after. I just heard something run past me. I'm sure the camera picked it up. It was like right there. Whew, eerie. Of course my brain keeps going like, what if it was a person? But I don't think a person would be that light on their feet. It was really fast.
He never saw anything. He never heard anything distinct. But suddenly, he felt deeply unsettled, like he wasn't alone. The silence was unnatural, There were no footsteps, no rustling branches, no signs of an animal, just a creeping sense of dread that refused to go away. Whatever it was, it left him shaken. Even now, Kevin admits he still can't explain it. And that quiet, that eerie, perfect quiet, remains the most unsettling part of it all. This video was uploaded by the YouTubers Journeyman's Paranormal Investigations. Features one of the eeriest solo explorations ever documented in England's infamous Daring Woods, more commonly referred to as the Screaming Woods. Known for its chilling history of ghost sightings and unexplained deaths, this forest already carried a sinister reputation. But what unfolded during this investigation took things to an entirely new level.
We do a visit to the most haunted woods in England, named Daring Woods. We're about 1.5 miles away from Pluckley, and obviously I would imagine most people have heard of Pluckley, which is reputably the most haunted village in the UK. But in any case, there's been many deaths here over the years, a lot of sightings of shadow figures and strange sounds emanating from the woods themselves. So I hope you enjoy today's explore. Please leave me a like or a comment if you would, and I'll speak to you again soon.
The investigator entered the woods around 2 a.m., equipped with basic ghost hunting tools. The goal was straightforward: venture deep into the forest, call out to any spirits, and see if anything would answer. But almost immediately, a sense of unease took hold. Before he could even unpack his gear, footsteps were heard nearby.
Please come forward to me if you would and show me yourself. Can you approach the box in my hand? Please come forward if you would. Come and show me of your presence. Certainly a freaky place. Movement over there. Who's there, please?
Without warning, the EMF meter in his pocket started going off, signaling fluctuations in electromagnetic energy, often linked to paranormal presence. Pushing deeper into the woods, he activated a spirit box and a ghost communication app, and what came through was disturbing.
If we have a look down this pathway, because this is the area where I heard the footsteps. So let's take a little walk down here and just see if anything wants to come forward and maybe show themselves to us or talk to us in some way. Certainly even with the rain, I can hear the rain on the canopy of the trees.
While scanning the area with his night vision camera, he captured something chilling. A dark figure standing still among the trees. This wasn't a smudge or visual illusion. It was a solid, clear shadow figure. And just as the camera moved, it disappeared.
And without a doubt, I know there's been at least 30 deaths in these woods. I'll put a picture up. Significant. The deaths were very significant. As I was saying, I'll put a picture up in this video just to show you the local newspaper at the time and the 20 dead bodies that were all found as a group. I don't think they ever really knew what actually killed them all, unless it was hidden up with nothing happening. Please come. I'm sure there was a shadow figure down there then. Please let me know if you see anything. I'll have a look during editing. There seems to be something there. There's a person there. Is it my eyes? Can you see it? Who are you? Who are you, please? Can you see that? It's gone. What the hell was that?
That moment confirmed his growing fear. He wasn't alone. The figure would later reappear, distant but unmistakable. As the spirit box continued its chaotic chatter, it began to say names like Amelia and describe images such as a dress, painting the picture of a lost spirit tied to the land.
Fortunately, it's in my pocket because I've got my torch in one hand, the camcorder in the other. I've just got no availability to show it at the moment. Florence, can you hear that? Certainly some strange noises going on in these woods. Something there then. Not sure if you see that. That was a figure. Bear with me. I'm just going to zoom in a little. No. Cross. What cross, please? More footsteps. There we go, I've got to turn the light on. That was walking.
Suddenly, screams rang out, at first faint, then louder, filled with anguish. The deeper he ventured, the more intense everything became. Shadows flickered in the corner of his eyes. The air was thick with strange noises. More names surfaced. Bobby, Robinson, possibly spirits from the past, echoing through time. The most terrifying moment came at a crossroads deep within the forest. Surrounded by pitch black and overwhelmed by silence, he realized just how truly isolated he was.
Did you just say Jesus? What the hell? It just said Jesus. Why are you saying Jesus? Why are you saying Jesus, please? Let's go and get my torch. There's something down there and it's freaking me out. Okay. I've got the voice recorder out, so we're going to give that a little go.
Then came the whispers, soft, disembodied voices from the trees. The EMF meter suddenly spiked to extreme levels, nearly overloading. By the time he made it back to the main trail, he was drained, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But the real shock came later, during a review of the footage. The shadow figure he captured wasn't a trick of the light. It wasn't a glitch. It was real. Something had been watching him the entire time. In haunted places like the Screaming Woods, true fear doesn't come from jump scares. It comes from the quiet realization that you were never alone, and that something ancient and unseen walked beside you in the dark. Meet Nick and Ted, part of the crew behind the well-known YouTube channel, The Hunting Public. Their videos capture the real, unfiltered side of hunting across the US, often on public lands. They share every part of the experience, the challenges, the victories, and the peaceful beauty of the outdoors. But one trip would lead them into something they never expected. Something that had nothing to do with hunting, and everything to do with fear. It started like any other morning in the woods. It was the last day of their trip, and they were determined to make it count.
Up and at 'em early. We got some moves to make. We gotta get in there nice and quiet. We'll see you on the other side.
10-4, we're gonna do the same.
Yeah, we're outie.
Just after sunrise, they hiked nearly 1.5 miles into remote terrain, heading toward an area marked by fresh scrapes and signs of recent activity. The forest was still, quiet. They climbed up into their stand, scanning the woods from above. It was the kind of morning hunters live for. But what happened next would shake them to their core.
I keep getting chills all down my back. Yeah. Somebody is screaming at the absolute top of their lungs over there. Very not good obscenities to someone else.
Out of nowhere, an unsettling feeling crept in. A chill. That instinctive sense that something wasn't right. Then the sounds started. Screams. Terrified, blood-curdling screams. Human, and far too close. Then, angry shouting. Profanities. Rage. Echoing through the trees, distorted by distance and panic.
But it was like blood-curdling screaming. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that.
Then came the gunfire. Not a single hunting rifle shot, but multiple rapid blasts, some of them clearly from a handgun. And then the roar of an engine, tires spinning, gravel flying. A vehicle either fleeing or crashing in, fast and out of control. Nick and Ted sat frozen. Whatever was happening out there, it wasn't hunting. They were isolated, deep in the woods, with no cell service. And now, dangerously close to what sounded like a violent, possibly deadly confrontation.
Off a dang horror movie over there. Pretty scary. Hoping nobody's getting killed or hurt over there. That's what it sounds like. Yeah. I mean, when somebody says that they heard somebody screaming bloody murder, that's what that sounds like.
In that moment, survival became the only focus. They carefully packed up, moving quietly but quickly through the thick forest, doing everything they could to avoid drawing attention. Once they reached a spot with a signal, they immediately called the authorities, relaying what they'd heard.
Yes, I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department.
Okay.
I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon, but then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just people, obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening, and then I could hear vehicles taking off and coming to a halt, and we didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're trying to report and see if anything had been reported about there. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring.
They didn't know what had happened, only that it was real and it was close. To this day, the event remains a mystery, no follow-up, no explanation. Just echoes in the woods and a memory they'll never forget. For Nick and Ted, it was a wake-up call, a reminder that even in nature, the most unpredictable dangers don't always come from wildlife. It was also a lesson about preparedness, about staying alert in remote areas, and about always making sure someone knows exactly where you are, because sometimes the scariest things in the woods aren't the animals. This is Josh, a YouTuber known for exploring eerie, forgotten, and mysterious places. His channel has earned a reputation for delivering high-quality, captivating content as he ventures deep into abandoned buildings, remote forests, and other haunting locations across the globe. In this particular video, Josh journeys into one of Japan's most infamous places, the Aokigahara Forest, often referred to as the Suicide Forest. Known worldwide for its tragic history, Aokigahara carries a heavy reputation due to the countless lives that have ended beneath its dense canopy.
Welcome everybody. You already know I've been pushing through the limits, going to all these crazy places around the world. And right here, we're in one of the most well-known, talked about places for people who commit suicide. It's right here in Japan, the Aokigahara Forest, also known as the Sea of Trees, also known as Suicide Forest. Many Japanese people believe that this forest has an association with angry ghosts. There's been bodies being reported here since 1978. There's been bodies being reported every year from 1978 to 1988. About 30 bodies or so. But in 2003, it's been rising up. They've been finding more bodies every year being reported here, over 105. And it kept rising over the years, to the point where by 2010, they were finding over 200 bodies every year here. By 2013, they stopped reporting all the bodies. They want no one to come here anymore, really. They look down upon this place. Many Japanese people who are locals will not come or show their face near here. Mostly just tourists going to find the caves. There's a wind cave, the ice cave, and there's a couple more. And then there's Mount Fuji itself, which is located right here. I mean, it's honestly a sad place to be. I want to go explore as much as I can here.
As Josh and his team make their way into the forest, they come across something unsettling.
Right here. Oh no, oh my god, it keeps going. Hey, look at this. What?
Oh, someone left an umbrella.
Holy sh...
Alright, just an umbrella.
Yeah, but see, it could be honestly more. It could have been like someone who was like, screw it, this is it. I want to use an umbrella right now because I'm soaked, but I don't want to use that one. You know what? You want to go down there more and then follow the track just in case they might have went down there? It's thick through here, but we're just going to see if we can find anything.
Okay, it kind of works.
The compass is working right now?
Yeah, compass still works.
Okay, good.
That direction is north.
Alright, we're using a compass to get our way out. Right now, we lost all signal on our phones and everything.
What's so cool about it?
Yeah, what's weird about it is it's like all these underground random ass tunnels are all over the place. We're coming across some stuff now. We got some ribbons tied to the trees. We got a green one right there and a blue one. Let's make sure there's like, if there's anyone in there, let's make sure they're okay. Oh yeah, their campsite. We're gonna go check out the campsite right now. It's the same ribbon that we found from the pathway led all the way in here to the campsite. This place is no joke. I'm already feeling like so weird here. Like I'm getting these eerie, dark vibes. Like I can like, yeah, like I can. Ooh,
watch out, dude.
Like I can feel it inside me. It's like unexplainable. I can't really explain it, but it's no joke. What happened? What must have happened was like the guy, whoever it was, with the ribbon, must have just been pacing himself around, just thinking if he actually wanted to do it or not. But here's all I found. What is all that? Had a campfire here. Yeah, there's no one here anymore. They either been found, or they turned back, or they're still in the forest, just around. We just found this shoe. Now this shoe had been here for well over 5-6 years. There's moss completely growing on the shoe. It looked like it morphed onto it. Whoa, dude, a backpack. This backpack's brand new.
I know.
I think that's an umbrella over there. We've been finding tons of umbrellas, tents, pretty much everything you would actually expect to find here. The backpack looks brand new, but also this umbrella right next to it looks brand new too. Which means, I don't know, I'm just gonna start searching the area.
An abandoned campsite. The scene is chilling. Tents, gear, and personal belongings are left behind, untouched and decaying. It's heartbreaking to consider that these items may have once belonged to people who were facing unimaginable inner battles. Why would someone leave everything behind like this? Were they running from something? Or had they made the decision never to leave? This discovery serves as a sobering reminder. If you ever find yourself in Aokigahara, approach it with the utmost respect. Every step you take may pass over stories of pain and sorrow, struggles that, for some, were too much to bear. A man was out kayak fishing on a quiet river near New Braunfels, Texas. Everything was going smoothly until he drifted under a bridge. That's when he heard something chilling. Out of nowhere, disturbing screams echoed from beneath the bridge. He pulled out his phone and started recording, and this is the footage he captured.
What the hell is that noise? I'm going over there. I don't know if the stream is working or not yet, but I need to hear whatever the hell is happening over there. Hey, do y'all hear that screaming? Is that something I should be like worried about?
Yeah, there's people under there.
I think my day is about to be ruined. Are you okay? Well, I didn't hear any screams for help back.
Strangely, the moment he called out to ask if everything was okay, the screaming stopped. Completely. Concerned and unsure of what he had just witnessed, he immediately contacted emergency services to report what he'd heard. When authorities arrived, they only found signs that someone, possibly homeless, had been living under the bridge.
Is anyone up here?
But there was no one there. No trace of the person who had screamed. Nothing. This raises a lot of unsettling questions. Was someone in danger? Could it have been an attempted abduction? The timing of the scream stopping, right after the man yelled, makes you wonder if someone had been silenced. Could the attacker have covered the victim's mouth, then used the brief window while the man was calling for help to escape with them? Let's hope that's not what happened. This video comes from the YouTube channel Strange Days Diaries, which follows Aza, a solo female van lifer documenting her everyday experiences living full-time in a cozy 1990s Chevy Astro van named Spec. But in this episode, what began as a peaceful and productive solo day quickly turned unsettling. After topping off her gas and grabbing a few essentials, Aza set off for one of her favorite camping spots, a quiet oceanside overlook along the California coast she'd used many times without issue. Her plan was simple: cook a hearty breakfast, relax in the sun, and take a walk to enjoy her one full day off that week. But something didn't feel right.
All right, just made it. I love this place so much, but I like to keep it real on this channel, and I don't know what just happened, but basically I just pulled into this spot. I love it. And as I pull up to this spot, I pass by a McDonald's. It's like, I don't know, a mile away from this spot is a McDonald's, or like 2 miles. As I'm driving by the McDonald's, I like made eye contact with somebody who was pulling out of the McDonald's. I didn't mean to, but I guess I did. And I saw him just like make eye contact with me and zoom behind me and follow me. And he followed me all the way up here. And this spot, there's like it's like hard to describe. Maybe I can, oh yeah, you can kind of see it. Okay, so over there, it's like a dead end kind of thing, like with a gate. And that's where I go up there and I turn around there so that I can park here. That's what I do every single time. And nobody else does that. And I do that. And he even follows me up there and around. And right now I parked and I saw him pull up to Spec. And then he just was staring at me and I wasn't making eye contact. And then he just zoomed off. So I don't know what that was all about. It's obviously super creepy and I hated every second of it, but whatever, he's gone and maybe he knew me. I don't know. It's just so weird and creepy. But anyways.
Earlier that morning, she had noticed a man in a blue car parked near a fast food drive-thru. She didn't think much of it until she spotted the same car following her along the winding road to her destination. When she pulled into her usual turnout, so did he. As a seasoned solo traveler, Aza is cautious and intuitive. While the man never got out or tried to speak to her, his presence was unsettling.
Noticed as I'm cooking is the creepy guy in the blue car is back. So that sucks. I hope that it's nothing and that I'm just being really sensitive, but I feel like it's something. But this is the reality sometimes for me. And just people on the road, you're a lot more vulnerable, I guess. I don't know how else to put it, but it's get a bad vibe, man. And I was so looking forward to spending my day out here. And I think I still will. Like, I'm not going to let this totally affect me, but I'm just going to have to keep my wits about me, I think.
He parked in a spot with a clear view of her van and lingered there far too long. Eventually, he left, and Aza tried to return to her routine. She cracked the windows, cooked breakfast, tidied up, and tried to enjoy the quiet. But then he came back.
Fling through my bag of stickers, I noticed the guy in the blue car who I've been talking about this whole time get out and just stare at me. He walked around the car and all of that, and it totally unnerved me. And then before I know it, I see him just drive off. So I just watched that guy who I've been talking about this whole time in the blue car. I swear to God, he's been just sitting in, it turns out it was just one guy, not two guys, but like the whole time that I was making breakfast, doing my nails, all of that, I was like checking and just monitoring him and seeing what he was doing, and he never got out once. He always sat in the car and he always had his hand up. I swear to God, he had like, he was filming me or something. I'm not sure. It was so weird. I don't know. Who freaking knows? And I kept telling myself like, it's probably nothing, it's probably nothing, but again, the gut feeling. And anyways, the entire time I'm making breakfast, chilling in the van, he was in his car. And then right now, when I got out and went to the back to get my stickers, I came back and I've been sitting in the cab for like a couple minutes, and right after I filmed that clip of me saying like what I'm gonna do with the stickers and all of that, I shut my camera off and I looked up and I saw him like open his door, and he had been in the passenger seat, which I had seen already. That's why I thought there were two people, because I noticed somebody in the passenger seat like an hour ago.
The same blue car returned and parked in nearly the exact same position. This time, Ozza watched more carefully. He didn't look lost. He wasn't on the phone or signaling anyone. He just sat there, occasionally looking her way, holding something up, maybe a phone, aimed in her direction. The moments dragged on. The quiet place she'd come to for peace now felt exposed. Despite it being her only full day off, she trusted her instincts and decided to move on. The rest of her vlog returns to its usual calm, journaling, drawing, and crafting a handmade envelope for a friend. But the tension from earlier lingers, a quiet reminder that when you live alone on the road, it's not always the loud moments that unnerve you. Sometimes it's the silence, the not knowing. What do you make of this strange encounter? Let her know in the comments. Exploring Alabama is a channel where the creator ventures through Alabama and beyond, driven by a deep love for history. His videos often feature abandoned places, metal detecting adventures, and creek explorations, all in search of hidden remnants of the past. In this particular video, he heads out on an Easter Sunday hike along a quiet creek in the Talladega National Forest. For most of the day, it's a peaceful journey. No major finds, just the serenity of nature and the joy of exploring. But then he discovers something truly disturbing.
That is a human mandible. That is part of a human skull. I pulled it out. This is very disturbing to me. I pulled that out. I thought that was the points to a young buck, but I have spent enough time identifying deceased people by their dental records to know they did not have their molars removed and were all the way down to first, second bicuspid, and the laterals. I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what to do. I'm just a long way from anywhere. I tell you, the biggest thing that's bothering me right now is my heart's breaking.
Lying along the creek bed, partially exposed, is a human mandible. At first it's hard to believe, but it's clearly not from an animal. Realizing the seriousness of what he's found, he immediately leaves the forest and calls the police. Authorities arrive and are led to the exact location.
I didn't dig anymore. This was right here. I don't know, maybe backwards, but I don't know what that is. There's more stuff up there.
How far up?
It's on up around the corner and everything, but you know where people have been there, like an old rotten wooden spoon and you know, a little bit of trash, but so now we're walking back to the campsite where I found the wooden spoon in the garbage because they're thinking that may be where it washed down from. Yeah, that's not far up around this corner.
After examining the scene, they confirm it. The bone is indeed human. They even share a theory that ties into a chilling backstory. Years ago, a cult operated in the area. Within it, a power struggle broke out between two men who both claimed leadership. One reportedly killed the other. A man who was never seen again and eventually listed as missing. Now investigators believe these remains could possibly belong to him. It's heartbreaking to imagine someone meeting such a fate, lost, hidden in the wilderness, their story nearly erased by time and nature. While no further details were released, at least now there's a chance that a long-standing mystery might finally have an answer. This eerie footage comes from the YouTube channel Work Less, Enjoy Life More. What started as a simple winter overlanding trip in the remote backcountry of Moab, Utah, quickly turned into something far more unsettling. Larry, along with his friends Vic and Jeremy, set off in their custom-built rigs, expecting a few peaceful days of fishing, relaxing, and camping beneath the stars. They had no idea that by the end of the trip, Larry would record what he now calls the most disturbing thing he's ever witnessed in the wilderness.
So we had plans to make a dinner tonight, but one of Vic's friends is also camping with us. He left earlier to go into town, so he's picking us up some sort of chicken sandwich from a brewery, from Moab Brewery, right? Yeah. Yeah, so looking forward to that. So I guess I'm not going to be cooking dinner tonight, but that's all right. Should be worth it.
We've been sitting out here, we've been wanting to make a real fire, but it's just the winds have just been so strong all night, nonstop. I don't know what they are, 30-mile-an-hour winds or something. You can see the full moon back there. That's nice. But yeah, we've just been sitting around a little ammo can fire pit tonight, and
Dude, this freaking chair. I was just trying to like shine this on myself so you can see me.
As night fell, the wind picked up sharply. Gusts reached nearly 30 miles per hour, and the temperature dropped fast. Then the sky began to change. It started subtly, just one light, high above the canyon walls, then another, and a third, suspended in the air with no sound, no flicker, and no clear source. The lights defied explanation. They weren't arranged in any pattern typical of aircraft. Instead, they began to rotate, forming a precise triangular shape that appeared and disappeared without warning.
oh, it's coming back. Look, there's another bright one. All right, there's two bright ones. Now they both went away. There they come. Here's another one. Another bright one.
The lights came and went for nearly an hour, always returning to the same patch of sky. At one point, the triangle they formed was so exact, it mirrored the classic descriptions of TR-3B-type aircraft, objects often linked to secret government projects or unexplained aerial phenomena. It was quiet, surreal, and beyond anything he had experienced before. He'd seen satellites and planes plenty of times, but this was different. When morning came, he reviewed his footage and confirmed the lights had remained visible well past midnight. The group silently agreed it was time to pack up and head to a lower elevation. Officially, they blamed the weather, but deep down, they knew it wasn't just the wind they were trying to escape. Have you ever had a terrifying camping experience? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a chilling story